This is Orlando Sentinel Now.
Hello, it's Wednesday, January 26th. Rich Pope here with Chris Fluker and Steve Lemongello. Today we're going to talk about the FDA's decision to halt antibody treatments. Also, we're going to look into Raul Pino and being benched in Orange County right now and what that means. We're going to start here with Steve Lemongello, and we're going to talk about Governor DeSantis not exactly happy with this halting of antibody treatments by the FDA. Some spats happening right now.
Monday night, the FDA said it was going to stop, allowing treatments of Regeneron and Eli Lilly, monoclonal antibody treatments for COVID-19. Now, Regeneron and Eli Lilly, the companies themselves, said that they put out statements saying that they agree with this. Studies have shown that they are just simply not effective against the Omicron variant like they've been against the original variant in Delta. Now, the problem with this is that Governor DeSantis has made monoclonal antibodies the key part of his COVID-19 response. He has not really promoted masks. He's not really promoted vaccines in almost a year. And has been very skeptical of vaccines recently, but along with himself and the Surgeon General of the state, Joseph Ladapo. But Regeneron and other monoclonal antibody treatments, that's been his thing, and he's been pushing that, and he seemed very, very angry about the fact that the FDA ended the authorization for that.
Thousands of Floridians woke up to news that their appointments to get treatment for COVID-19 infection were canceled by the Biden administration, which outright revoked authorization for two very popular monoclonal antibody treatments that the state of Florida really pioneered over the summer and that we've worked hard to make available to our residents who needed treatment. So we're going to fight back against this because this is just wrong. This is not the way, that you help people. And our view is people have a right to access these treatments, and to revoke it on this basis is just fundamentally wrong.
DeSantis claims that this is reckless and this was his plans to battle the coronavirus. But at this point, it seems like the FDA is saying it doesn't work. So there's no real question that to keep going forward would be reckless in itself.
Yeah, it's not just the FDA saying that. The companies themselves, Eli Lilly and Regeneron, have put out statements saying that their drugs do not work. Part of the reason is that if this is an ineffective drug and you keep giving it to people, having no effect whatsoever while the side effects are still in place is just reckless. To use DeSantis's word, they could be facing lawsuits because of that. So yeah, essentially, DeSantis is on one side and the drug companies themselves that make this are on the other.
Yeah, what does this mean when this revoking of emergency authorization? Clearly, that means the FDA will not send it out any longer. But it seems like it was fast tracked through.
Yeah, this was one of those drugs that ironically, a lot of the anti-vax rhetoric has been like, these are experimental, they're not proven yet, but the use of Regeneron and Eli Lilly treatments for COVID were also fast-tracked and experimental. So the FDA, gave that, emergency authorization, last year, and now they're pulling it back because it's, while it seems to have done good work against the Delta variant and the original variant, it has, studies have shown that and the companies themselves say that it does not work against Omicron. DeSantis spokeswoman, I asked her about that, why is DeSantis not trusting the drug companies themselves? And she pointed to one study that was done that she says was inconclusive and needs more study about. A lot of confusion down here in the Sunshine State.
Yeah, and also that confusion, it comes down to right now, the variant that is the dominant one here in Orange County is Omicron. There's no doubt about that.
The governor's spokeswoman, also said, hey, there's a lot of people who have Delta, and this would be good for them. But again, there's no real way of knowing whether someone has Omicron or Delta yet. Immediately, it takes a while to figure that out. And B, experts say that pretty much 99% of cases now here in Florida are the Omicron variant. It is highly contagious, and it just pushed Delta out over the past month.
All right. Well, you can read about that on OrlandoSentinel.com right now. Steve does a great job laying that one out. Appreciate that one. We're going to move forward here to Chris Fluker. So, Chris, last week, Orange County's top health official, Raul Pino, he was benched. And this one, puzzling a lot of people. A lot of questions on this one.
There are, and one big unanswered question is exactly what he did to get benched and how long this is expected to go on. Referring it to the Inspector General is really problematic because those investigations can take months. what's going to happen with Orange County Public Health in the meantime. This is the 5th largest county in the state, the fastest growing. And are we supposed to go without a health department director in that time? I think those are questions that the governor's office really needs to answer. And this is particularly problematic in Orange County because Pino was so active in outreach to underserved communities and just a really trusted partner in fighting COVID, and his absence is going to be very much felt.
Yeah, let's talk about, just backtrack a little bit. Essentially, it was an email Pino sent out that had essentially started this whole thing. Let's just talk about what happened there.
Apparently, there had been a prenatal clinic that was canceled because there were too many health department employees out. But he responded to learning, apparently, that less than half of the health department employees were fully vaccinated. And he got mad, fired off an email and just said, shame on you. This is our business and we should be doing better. There's no indication in that email that he knew of any individual person's vaccination status. And there's no attempt to coerce any one person or any group of people to get vaccinated. He just says, this is bad. We should be doing better. And I can't imagine. I mean, he's a public health official. That's what he's supposed to do. That is what was originally cited when he was suspended. And then the insinuation over individual health records came up a couple days later.
That's essentially the thing, is what got him in this hot water is that no mandates. That's what comes down. There's no mandates about vaccinations. It's decided that this is private. And in some cases, you can make the argument that's a good thing. Like, no one needs to know your case of where you are with vaccinations.
And there's no indication that he sought that information or was given it in terms of his individual employees, at least not in the records that we've seen. Now, our reporters have requested a lot more records, and we're waiting on those. Maybe the story changes once those records come out, but right now, the biggest unanswered questions are, in addition to why, what happens with public health in Orange County? And especially, and we're going to be following that up today with the outreach to minority communities, because they are significantly under vaccinated compared to the general population, and that continues to be a problem.
Yeah, interesting one there. And of course, as you mentioned, still a lot of questions unanswered. We'll find out more, hopefully, and stay with OrlandoSentinel.com for updates as they come through. We're going to go ahead and push pause today, but we're going to ask you, we really do appreciate it, when you become a subscriber to Orlando Sentinel, go to OrlandoSentinel.com/subscribe. Support our work, support our journalism. We always do appreciate that. But for us, we're going to go ahead and call quits. Until next time, I'm Rich, Steve, and Chris. Everyone have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.
Watch Orlando Sentinel Now live every weekday at noon on our Facebook page and on OrlandoSentinel.com.